Have you ever took a journey to the other side? Come on, take a ride. Have you ever took a journey? We gon' feel alive.
Hey, welcome back to Breakfast with the Boys. I'm Tony the Thrill Hill. I guess you guys, we missed you for a little bit, but we back. And I got my boys over here. As a matter of fact, this is something kind of special. When we first conceived or brought this idea, this is what we had envisioned initially. I had my son and our guest today, Dom, who Anthony's going to introduce and talk a little bit about. But we were the initial conception of this event. So I'm anxious to see how this turns out, because this is where Breakfast with the Boys started, right here. We were at home talking about, I want to do something. He said, oh, man, we can do this, we can do that. So, hey, you know what? Let's do it, Ann. Talk to me.
This is it, man. Hey, this is the OG. It took us a while, but this was the OG idea. Before we get into it, we always got to show some love to some folks out there. So we start with the intro song, as we always do, with our boy Kurt McGirt.
Oh, you got to give Kurt Journey. You got to give him some daps, baby. Got to give it to him.
Got to shout out Kurt McGirt. You guys know we're in the lovely studio, murraymedia.net. So shout out to Doug Murray, the king of Canyon Creek. And Tyler, behind the scenes, who always keeps it going. We almost forgot to do our fist bumps today.
Hey, let me tell you something. Tyler is the man. We're going to have to do a show with Tyler. Although he's producing it, we're going to have him on the show talking about our game. So let's talk about it.
I believe he could do both at the same time. He's that talented.
I think he can too. Yeah,
so,
just me know.
Let me go ahead and get it going. So like I said, we got my boy Dom in the studio. If you guys recall, I read the rap sheet before you go, and Dom, I'm not gonna shoot you short, man. I got the owner of the Dallas Fun Bus over here. So if you're running an event, you got to hit up the Rogers. That's the Fun Bus, Dallas County. But if I go back to his athletic prowess, I got a DB, All-American NAIA at Trinity International University. He had a cup of coffee in the league, huh?
Just a little, walk through, free agent deal
and
going.
This is a dude who he played defensive back because his hands, he ain't got no hands, but he got athleticism.
Yeah.
But hey, I want to shout out Dom. Like I said, this was how it was supposed to be all along, man. Welcome to the big leagues, baby.
Hey, baby, thank you, man. Hey, I'm ready to get this show on the road, man. I'm excited, man.
And for all the folks out there, Dom is like my son over here. He's like my second son over here. So I just want to give you some heads up.
Yeah.
This guy's got, and this is kind of a really bad terminology to use, but he's got balls of steel, for lack of a better term. When he was in high school, the game was tied up. Now, I'm embellishing a little bit, and they just needed a layup just to win the game. My man went for a slam. Dunk, I had never seen him make a slam.
He had never slammed in a game, by the way.
Hey, never slammed in a game. He went in the tournament, and he went for a slam. You know what? That's a player in my eyes. You didn't know I was going that way. But that's a player in my eyes.
Mr. Hill, you got to realize we had 5 guys going D1. I had to find a way to let them know I was in the building too, man. hey, my little minutes I had to let them know like I'm here too, man.
Yeah, he's a player guy, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
If you're gonna go that route, you can't sell the story short. Yeah. He didn't make the slam, y'all.
Yeah, I missed back to back.
No, you missed it. And then you had another fast break, and you and everyone in the crowd, just lay it up. Dom comes there, and throws it down for the second time. That's what it's all about, because he missed the first one.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I couldn't believe he did. I almost broke my heart. I almost ran out the court to go strangle him.
Now I know how much you love your son and his sport endeavors. Yeah, I would. That was a chokehold waiting to happen.
No. That's called player action. Because if you don't believe, you can't achieve.
Right.
And see, that's what he showed me. That's what he showed me there, and he was son for life after that, baby. So it's all good.
Yeah. So hey, as you all know, man, it's March.
Wait, time out. Can I give a couple of shout outs?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. Y'all give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to University of Arkansas being in the tournament. Still in Calipari. I would like that one. Shout out to Arkansas State, them boys out in Jonesboro, letting them know, hey, we here watching them play today. And then shout out, man, to the HBCU, Alabama State, man. Them boys put a little upset in the 16 versus 16 game, so I just want to give a little shout out there.
All right, big fella, okay.
Hey, Dom, I got a controversial take if we're going 16 versus 16. How do you? I don't believe in the 16 versus 16 play-in. How you feel about it?
My initial thoughts of it is I only like it if I don't even know if we had it in our history. You guys can maybe check on that. If the 16 versus 16 game and they get into the field and are able to pull the upset, then I count it.
See, okay, the reason I don't like it, man, when you grow up trying to play college basketball, you think March Madness, your dream, if you're going to little school, is playing against a Goliath. You want to be Lehigh taking down Duke. You want to be UMBC taking down Virginia. If I just won my conference, and that's what it takes to punch my ticket to Big Dance, you can't make me do a 16 versus 16. I'm in the tournament. I want to play. You got these guys who are 10th place, 11th place in the SEC. Let them play to play in. Like they do the 11 versus 11.
Well, yeah, I think that's what it was. The 11 versus 11 was the bracketology experts, you want to call it. They got it. They're getting it wrong. So they say, well, we got to have 11 and 11. So then the mid-majors are like, well, you're going to give them an extra field slot. You got to give us extra field slot.
I want the last 4 in and the first 4 out. They're in the play-ins. If I win my tournament, I get a shot to make history. Like Alabama State, I love that for them. But or even American, they lost in the 16 versus 16. They didn't even get their shot.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you and I feel you a little bit. And I understand coming from a small school, that's what you might feel. But let me just tell you like it is, though. You got OU and Texas in. I mean, they got a 6-12 record, and they're in the play. There's no reason they should be in there. I get that so hard. But I'm not for West Virginia, believe it or not. I'm not for Boise State, believe it or not. I'm not for. I don't think they played any real players. Although you say, hey, give us a shot, I just don't think they played any real players. Because I'm in the SEC, I'm playing all the big boy shit. I'd be, faulted
yes, you
because
should.
of that.
Yes, you
I'm
should.
in the SEC.
Yes, you should. You went to that conference.
And I could smack Boise State, and I can smack West Virginia. I can smack
we don't know that.
ABU.
We don't know that. Hey, history tells us that Duke would smack Lehigh. My man said, get you out of here. I'm going to the league. History tells us a 16 never beat a 1, and now we got 2 of them who's done it. Give me my shot. It's March Madness. That's what we show up for.
He's thinking about HBU. I don't think HBU gonna make this.
I don't pull up.
They got a wild land.
Hey, you guys tell me this. Anybody in March, do you pull up to watch South Carolina play against Oklahoma State?
No, man.
You don't.
No, you're right.
You come to see the Cinderellas dancing.
Well, I was about to fall asleep yesterday. If 12-5, who was the 12-5 game?
McNeese, wasn't it?
McNeese, yeah. And McNeese State doesn't win that game. What a boring start to the tournament.
That's what I'm saying, man. We got to bring back the upsets. So again, no shade to Alabama State, but I don't think that should even count as a first round victory because they shouldn't have to play that.
So who you would have taken then, Mr. Bracketology expert? Are you taking Bama State or are you taking St. Francis?
I'm saying all of them are in, and what I'm telling you all is they do it every year. They say the teams you just talked about, right? You're like, oh, Boise, West Virginia, these guys who are 16 and 14 who got snubbed. If you're 50-50, I don't care who you played, you're not that great. You're 50-50. Right. Put you in the play-in.
But that's not true. Not because of who you play should have a factor. So they should. If you're going to do a rating, I mean, if you do an analogy, I think what you got to do is you have to talk about the competition. So there's got to be a merit or rate, or you look at you get extra points for playing top 10 teams. You get extra points for doing this. I think it should be rated in terms of how you determine those top 16.
I agree with that. Even if you win and lose,
right?
Like if
you win or lose, or if you're playing number 1, number 4, number 3, number 2,
and you lose, but
you're losing. You got to get some daps for that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you
because
do.
You're playing the best. Because you want to see the play.
Hey, you're right. If let's just say they lose by 5 to the 4, and then next week they win by 1 against the 16, then they got. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll tell you this. I ain't never looked at a win-loss record and the loss said only by 5 points. I lost. Hey, we used to be in bye games and get smacked. I got smacked by LSU the same way Vanderbilt gets smacked by them. They don't deserve a shot just because they played them closer. This is about winning. You know what? You wanted to be in the tournament. I look at it as you had 8 shots against good opponents to prove why, and you couldn't beat them. You had your shot. You had your tournament. The season was your tournament. Get them out. Let's see what the new guys can do.
Yeah, I feel like you are the David. You're the David that won Goliath. There's no question about that. Hey, I ain't feeling it, baby. I ain't feeling it.
Shout out to them boys in the Patriot League. He probably a little upset because American. We got a little Colgate blood in them.
Southland Conference. McNeese the only one that took them down this year, man.
And they don't even count 12-5 as upset anymore. They just call it the 12-5.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think you've got an argument. I just think if we were in an appellate court or we were in the Supreme Court, they would say, "I'm sorry, son, it'd be probably six 6-3 vote that that ain't gonna happen.
Well, they got it anyway. Texas was in the plane. Texas was in the first four.
Yeah,
11.
Texas and OU, they 6-12 records.
That's what I'm saying.
I get that though. So for example, there's points for that. There's points for your record, and there's points for the conference because
Pops, 14 out of 16 teams in the SEC made it. You 14th place in your conference?
yeah, I know that there's some substance in that statement though. I would concur with that though because hey, yeah, if you're 14th, you're 12th, or you're below 6.
That's what I'm saying.
You're below 6 in your conference. You shouldn't be in. I mean, I do agree with that from that standpoint. I mean, you got to earn that. But still, though, I think there's got to be some credence or a credit to a team and what they've achieved based on who they played, so to speak. And again, you're talking about that. I got sleepers for this. So I mean, I'm taking it another direction over here, but in the NCAA tournament, I want to see what you guys are thinking. I am a football player. We're going to talk some football, but I'm liking Florida, number one. Here's my sleeper, though. I'm sleeping with St. John's over here. Don't let it fool you. I'm sleeping with St. John's, and wait a minute, and BYU.
No shot.
Hey,
You drinking the number one. They got the
hey,
number
wait a
one.
minute.
BYU won't make it out the first weekend.
But you know who I think is going to win it all? Houston. Now you heard it right here. Okay, you heard it right here. I threw something at you right there.
Hey, production producers. Hey, make sure you catch that sound bite so I can have it in my phone. So when they don't make it, I can say, "Remember you said this on Breakfast on the Boys."
Hey, I said it. Jaden Daniels with the Commanders is going to be the premier quarterback.
I knew.
Our first show. You heard it right here. Our first show.
You
They
said you
said
thought he's the best quarterback in the league.
best quarterback in the league. I thought. And what did he do? He balled out. That's what he did. So now, don't get me wrong. I mean, don't get it twisted. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a Phi Beta Cap. I don't. I'm not one that can predict the future. I just have a good insight on the future, and watch out for Houston.
Now, you already got your March Madness pick?
I got. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. The tournament's. How can I have my picks? They got games on today. I got to see what some guys, what some teams do today.
What kind of guy is this?
Hey, y'all got picks laid out. Y'all ain't even seen half the field play. Y'all haven't seen half the field play.
You want to wait? You want to wait till the Final Four to make your call? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to see. I want to see like the broadcasters they were talking about yesterday. They were saying, "Hey, you gotta see how the kids adjust." Oh no, Coach Wright from Villanova. He was like, "Hey, you gotta see how the guys handle the atmosphere." I gotta wait to see how everything goes today. Then I have my selection. But
Okay, well, let me wait to see how Houston does in their first round.
well, Houston played yesterday.
I don't go out like that.
Come on, man. Houston won 30-4. Oh, they got.
You didn't really go out on a limb on that one.
Yeah.
They was number 2 in the country.
But there's some bad boys though. Florida, let me tell you something. Florida's playing some really good ball. I mean, Duke, you can't discount Duke. You really can't. You gotta be with it over there. So
You think Flag going mellow? You like Auburn?
Yeah, Auburn. Shout out to man. I'm big.
you got Tennessee as well. You got Auburn over there.
Barnes. Hey.
I think some dudes on Auburn's team might have been in my class, man. They got some 28-year-olds on that team, bro.
They got guys 40, man. McNeese I think the average age of McNeese is like 30 something.
Hey, you're not wrong. Hey, Dom, we've been talking about NIL, how it helps or messes up the league.
Man.
Hey, you see the manager at McNeese?
I saw him. Yeah,
Getting the NIL money.
And I think he got about at least $50K in endorsements. I saw he had was it a Dunkin' Donuts endorsement? He had something.
He's gonna get some more just based on the little pop that he got.
Hey, they pushing him out. Man, shout out to him. I like what he's doing.
Amir Arakan is what they call him.
They pushing this stuff out way too much. Like let March Madness. Like the lady from Loyola, Chicago. What's her deal? I mean, if anyone should be having a deal, she should.
She should have got NIL.
Yeah. Assistant, whatever the deal she can get, she should have a deal there, man.
Man, hey, before I move on, because we're in March Madness, you talking about picks. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm most excited for. I'm most excited for the tournament that starts today. I'm more on the women's tournament gets popping today.
Boom.
That's so, and I got some gripes to pick, man, because hey, in the men's tournament we want the Cinderellas. Women's basketball is about star power. Okay? Well, the appeal of it is I got faces of the league. You can't we got too many stars facing off before the Final Four. Man, I got UConn and USC in the same side of the bracket. I got Notre Dame, TCU, and I'm trying to think who's the one in there. Maybe it's
Is it
Texas.
South Carolina? South Carolina? Didn't they pull up after they beat what you call them? I mean, again, the fact that I'm even citing anything is a miracle because I can't remember yesterday. So I'm gonna put that on record. But
they gave UCLA a sweetheart
number one
bracket. Yeah,
but UCLA's tough though. Let me tell you something. I think their Achilles heel is USC. Other than that, I think they're hard out. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
If I beat you 2 out of 3 times, and the time you beat me, you come back. Ain't no way you get the easier bracket. I get the easier bracket. I don't. I mean, you
agree
can say
with you on that. I agree with you
Do
on
you
that.
say though also that it don't matter? You couldn't beat me in the championship.
All I say is that it's like Joe Frazier with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali whipped everybody, but Joe was just like that. You know, he was just that man that gave Muhammad Ali that tough fight. He'll whoop everybody else, but that one guy, you know, there's always that one team that gives you a little trouble.
Yeah, Skyline was us.
Oh, Skyline was for us.
So you feel with me on that standpoint?
Yeah.
I think UCLA is going to smack a whole lot of teams, but USC, you know, they've got UCLA. You know, it's got UCLA, but you know, you talk about Notre Dame with the 2 girls at guards. These girls are tough.
Hey, Hannah and Olivia, shout out to them.
They tough. But, you know, TCU's got, you know, what's her name?
HVL.
Yeah, HVL. Hey, she's tough, you know. Hey, you got to look at, obviously, SC, you know. And then you got to look at Connecticut. You know, you got to look at those. You know, your girl Paige, she's the real deal. I mean, she ain't – I like the way she rolls, you know. Hey, she's a believer. She talks. She hangs out with her girls. And she lets you know, hey, we're going to bring it, you know. And then Juju.
They got a freshman that's tough over there, too, at UConn. Sarah
Oh,
Strong.
the Ford over there? Yeah, she's tough. But, you know, I was in L.A., and I'll let you go. I was in L.A.
No.
This is how strong Juju is. You know, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Chargers, you got the Rams. These are all in L.A. You know what I'm talking about? But downtown on a 60-story building, guess who they got a picture of? Juju. Hey, not the Lakers. Hey, not the Rams, not the Chargers. No, hey, they got Juju on the downtown 60 floor mural over there. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's star power.
What I tell you, Caitlin and Angel, we got Magic and Bird, but Jordan's coming, baby. Jordan's coming. Man.
I like that analogy.
I like that analogy.
Hey, I like that analogy.
Caitlin Jordan. Wrong with y'all? Caitlin Jordan.
No, he said Caitlin and Angel. That's Magic and Bird. And then you got Jordan with Juju.
Hey, you said she's Jordan already.
Yeah, she's more of your, you know, a Durant. You know,
Who?
Juju. She's more of a Durant. You know, just coming in. You know, got a lot of expectations, laid back, star power. But she's not a Jordan. Caitlin's Jordan. You know what this lady doing?
All right, Tyler, cut the production, man. It's time to go home, man. We found out he don't watch women basketball now.
That wasn't no shade to Caitlin. Caitlin's that girl. I hope you know what I'm talking about.
Caitlin
Bird and Magic.
Jordan.
Yeah,
they were running the '80s. Bird had a couple. Bird had 3 MVP.
Bird's a bad boy.
I want to let you know this ain't no shade to Caitlin. I'm with you. Caitlin is tough.
So like, okay,
but Jordan is coming.
Okay. Okay, maybe we should go to the game and see what they do. But I already think Jordan's in. That's why everybody was, you know, I'm not gonna say hating on her, but they were really.
No, they were hating on her.
They were really, yeah. They were, yeah. She couldn't even get to the league first before they were saying, "Oh, she's doing this, doing that."
Right.
You know.
No. Well, don't get me wrong though. Like he said, Caitlin's a bad girl. And she brought so much to the league. You can say what you want. People want to discount it, but the bottom line, she's brought so much to the league or women's sports. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, give Daps where it's at. And the others are benefiting from it, you know. So I like what's happening. This is my opinion. I think she's a player.
And Dom, I could go with you if you want to say Caitlin's Jordan. I'm with it. Then Juju is my version of Kobe. The next thing.
LA, yeah. Okay, I like a Mamba. I got a little. You know, I can go with that.
But I ain't putting Caitlin with Jordan. I mean, I can't go with you on that. You know, I might give you guys
you pick then?
Dwayne Wade or something. But you know, I ain't giving you. I ain't giving you
I got to talk to
Jordan.
production to cut that out because this.
Hey, Dom, I'm gonna quote you. What you always say. What more you want from her, man?
Right.
First team All WNBA.
That
led the league in assists.
That part.
Hey, the most triple doubles
That part.
in a season ever.
Right.
If I put out the accolades, I'll be rolling a scroll that goes past the table.
He ain't gonna come up with some Wade, man. That's crazy.
All right, I'll give him Carmelo Anthony there. You know, if you want, I'll give her something. But
You got to bend a little bit more. At least Anthony bend with me a little bit. You got to bend with me a little bit more. Wait. I got a question for y'all for the girls tournament. How do y'all like? They go play. They don't have. Were you going there?
No, I think I know where you're going. I'm with you. Go.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The girls' side, the higher seed goes away, right?
No, you play. So you play at the higher seed the first weekend. So USC hosts the first two, the first two games in their venue.
In their actual venue.
Yeah. So weekend one is not at neutral sites. It's all at home courts, depending on who's the higher seed of the four.
So what do y'all like? How do y'all like that? Do y'all think that's from a basketball player, from an athlete standpoint? Do you like that model?
If from that standpoint, if I'm going in there to go make history, I like being able to walk on your court and send you back to your dorm.
Yeah.
But if I'm a coach or if I'm somebody, I'm like, hey man, I done worked all year to get into the tournament, and not only do I got to play the number whatever seed, but I got to do it in their house, home cooking. I don't love it, man. Put us on a neutral floor is what we play all year for. Let's see who's really better.
Okay.
I don't agree. I agree from the fact that your one should have home court advantage, and they pay the cost to be the boss. When you come into the store, hey, you got to buy what we got on the shelf, and that's what's on the shelf. That's my opinion. It's just like the playoffs in the NFL. You know.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Hey, you earn that position. You know, you earn that home court advantage, and I think you got to give that court.
But there's no committee in NFL. I have a record. I have a tiebreaker. You got guys in the room who say. Like Notre Dame, I think, got a 3 this year, if I'm not mistaken. They shouldn't get no 3.
Well, they shouldn't have lost.
That's what I was telling you guys about the men's one. And y'all said it.
I'm still giving them daps, but I said they should have lost.
You still a 3.
Yeah, you still a 3 though.
Right,
Yeah. You in the tournament. It ain't like you out of the tournament. You excluding them.
That's what I'm saying.
They beat 2 number 1 seeds. I know that.
And they lost to them too.
I'm just saying. I beat 2 1s.
Yeah. You beat 2 1s. You should be somewhere in the.
But. All right, you talking NFL playoffs? We just went through March. Y'all know what comes next on the docket, and this is where I'm gonna kick my legs up and let y'all really go in because I know y'all got some opinions here. Yeah. NFL draft is upcoming. I want to hear some sleepers in the draft. I want to hear Dom's annual. This guy's gonna be a bust pick. I want to hear what the hometown team should be doing, man. What should the people be expecting out of the Cowboys?
Well, man, first of all, I think Seattle should have picked Bronny James up initially, because Bronny's a player, man. I don't know why. What'd you think about that, Nick? Going to the second round, I think I'm disappointed that he went to the second round.
You went back to basketball. Yeah, let's get it.
I don't want to leave basketball yet.
You don't want to leave basketball yet? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
what'd you think about Bronny?
Well,
man?
he always tells me or us he was averaging 30 at Long Beach. He was a basketball player, then he went to football. So basketball is his first love. Shout out to Mr. Hill. Shout out them boys.
Say that one more time. How much did I average?
I think you said 30.
You're right.
Is it 30? Okay, over 30.
That's on the record. I just want to make sure you understood that.
He's a big basketball guy. Look, my rant about you heard me say this off the record. I believe in helping your children. I believe in helping your kids. I believe in doing everything you need to do for them to be successful. But dude, you're telling teams not to draft them. You're all this. Oh, he's better than everybody else in the league, and I feel like if it was his dream to play, it would have let it organically happen. So if I personally don't think he was a second round pick.
You don't think he should have been picked? What are you saying?
I don't think he should have been picked. Not because I don't think he could potentially be picked, but at that point in time, he was not a second round pick.
And that's not fair to all our listeners out here, King James. I just know that's Nick's opinion on Bronny. I just wanted to bring it up so he could share with it because he ain't really been a fan of Bronny. Bronny's not what I would say. Hey, I'm a number 1 pick for me. When I made that comment, I just wanted to have some fun with Nick, and he took it and ran with it. And I like it, big guy. Okay. So don't get it twisted. I had a radio talk show. I was telling Anthony, I had this radio talk show, man, and I didn't know anybody was listening to our show. So, so what I would do, I say, and that's that producer I was talking about with the ticket. Yeah. And we were on there, and he said, hey, man, we got to come up with something. I said, all right, man, you know what? I'm going to say that Sean Bradley's the best player to ever play in the NBA. and boom, my phone would just light up. I didn't think people were listening.
Hey, what time were you on the air?
Air 5 to 7. I'm not drive
AM.
time. No, 5 to 7
Hey.
p.m.
Oh, I didn't know he's prime time.
Prime time.
Oh.
Hey, I don't know if anybody listens to the show. Next thing I know, boom, the phone rings just rang. So I figured if I said Bronny, that definitely Nick would jump on that. But I've digressed. Let's
Hold on. Let
Wait,
him, he got,
well,
he got
yeah.
more to say. You can't cut him off. You bring it up.
Yeah, well, when we were transitioning to
NBA or
football, basketball to football, I was like, yeah, Bronny James like 5'11", 190.
Oh, you were saying
Hey, I thought
he's an athlete.
Yeah, hey, he can play corner safety. He probably right? He probably got what a Bride and what? What do you think Bronny brought?
I don't know, man.
12-3?
I seen some of these dunks, so I knew the
Man.
athleticism there.
Man, that boy,
you said you play corner, huh?
man, that boy. I think he'd be the highest paid. I think he'd be the highest paid safety.
Okay. Man.
5'11", 190, jumping out the gym. That size. Come on, man.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I could give you, and I think he's 6'1" too, Dom. I think he got some good size.
I don't like the way he runs. You know, you see his stride.
I like it. I like
he ain't got a football run. I can tell you right now.
Now you transition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. You said cornerback. I don't think he's got that. But anyway, hey.
Okay.
All right, so
Shout out to the NFL also. I got something for you.
yeah.
NFL
do
does it again. I mean,
I know where we're going.
They pick their spots. It's March Madness, and then they move their pro base back another week. You know,
Yeah.
they do a good job of setting the stage for their events each month. So shout out to the NFL.
Oh, I thought you was about to tell me about a day they stole.
They stole which one? What did they steal?
I thought you told me that Christmas Day is no longer an NBA holiday.
Oh yeah. I mean, where you want to go? You
We
want?
go wherever you want to take it.
It's okay. Well, I want to give NFL a fantastic job. That a year ago that Christmas fell on Sunday.
It was a couple years at this point.
A couple years it fell
Now
on
they
a
said They don't
Sunday.
care what day it's on.
They don't care what day it's on. I love it. I love what they're doing. The NBA's in trouble. They have to figure out. Seriously, they have to figure. We were growing up. I remember going by the house. Hey, neat. Lakers are playing at noon. Hurry up, open up your presents and come on over. We don't have that anymore. It's, hey, come on over. We're gonna watch Patrick Mahomes. Like the NBA's in trouble with that.
What you think the problem is? You think they're lacking star power or what?
I think the NBA is lacking. There's our generation, no, a little bit after our generation messed it up. We lack of star power. We need more star power. We're hurting the star power. I mean, we're in a bad place in the NBA. The creativity, the playing tournament needs to be revised. We need to figure out, or they need to figure out a way. No, I'm saying we need to. We're the fans. How about we're the fans? We need to figure out a way to get the game exciting. No one watches college basketball through the year, but they're excited about the tournament. So either the NBA pushes the season back to Christmas, gives someone to look forward to, like my favorite player's going to play on Christmas Day, or we need to come with I was talking to you about it, I think, a championship tournament.
What do you mean?
Quit the finals, quit all this nonsense, and let's play a tournament. You make the playoffs. That's one game, you're out.
Wait, so now the playoffs would potentially be 5 games because you're only playing 1 game per round.
Yeah, or open up the field. Open up the field, yeah.
So everyone's in the playoffs.
Yeah,
now?
let's get it going. Would you not watch that?
I mean, I'm a fan of ball. I'm gonna watch, but I don't like that.
Okay, well, we got to come up with something. You guys got any bright ideas what the NBA should do?
I don't think everybody should make the playoffs. That's for sure. So I definitely don't feel that. You know, I think you earn what you get. You know, so I think I like to see the top boys there. You know, and I'm okay with the playing. You know, give it a chance to play. But again, I think though is that I think there should probably be more at the end. You know, as far as the lower part going up, blah blah blah, and only one makes it to the top, and then the top 5 play. For example, the top 5, and then the last 5 they play to see that one person to come in for the 6th team, and then there's a 6-team tournament for the champions. I'd probably like to see that more as opposed to somebody just getting lucky and win a game because
Lucky? That's exciting. That's what makes it exciting. Are we not March Madness because the team got lucky? Did Alabama State not get lucky yesterday?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with perhaps what you believe in. I just believe it in the other way. I just think that I didn't pay the cost to be the boss. And I want to turn my ticket in. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But hey, shout out to Breakfast with the Boys. Hey, we coming.
All right, I took us a million different directions.
A lot, but that's okay. We roll it, baby.
But I gotta give y'all. I know y'all got a lot of hot takes, interesting takes on the draft, the league, the boys. I've listened to Dom tell me guys who are a bust, who are all multi-time All-Stars for years. So, Pops, I'm gonna kick it to you, man. I don't know if it's Cam Ward, Shedeur, Travis Hunter, Genty. I don't know who you want to talk about, but what are you looking forward to in the draft?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the first 3 picks are going to be. I mean, we're talking Cam, we're talking Hunter. Shedeur, I'm not sure about. I think Shedeur's got talent. And I'm really going off on a tangent because see, Deion's an athlete. His dad's an athlete. I'm gonna tell you, he's a player. I'm gonna give him some daps. I'm giving him where it's dap. And this is a receiver talking about a DB, right? And so I'm giving that daps. But right now, I think there's 2 people I can beat in a 20-yard dash. I think I can beat Dak Prescott and Shedeur Sanders in a 20-yard dash. hey, that's all I'm saying.
Funny, dude.
But I think Cam Ward's a real deal.
Yeah.
I think he's a real deal. I think Hunter's a real deal, but the question is, what position is he going to play? Is he too light to play defensive back? That's probably a question. And will his body be able to take all that punishment with the big boys? Because it's a big, like you said, it's one thing to be 5'11", 185 pounds, playing basketball, but you're out there on that corner and you got a guy coming. You got Gentry who's 240 pounds and he ain't running around. He running through you. Yeah. You don't last long. And now as a wide receiver,
I'm about to say, what's your thoughts on him as a wide receiver?
With his athleticism and his speed and his catch and his tenacity, he could be really an impact ball player in that capacity. Also, punt returns. You can bring him back in, game down and in. Hey, I need you. Hey, Hunter, you go back this time. Jimmy, you did the last 4 punts with Hunter. We got to do this, because he's that type of player. He is a Deion type of player, and so it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens there. And then going to the 3rd pick, which was the Giants. Okay, the Giants. I mean, you can pick, JoJo Jimby, to play with them because the bottom line, the Giants just don't have it. They haven't had a winner in like 400 years. They get the same offensive coordinator, same offense, and they want it's like insanity. You just keep on doing it over and over. That's what the Giants are. For Shedeur to go there, that could be a killing for him.
I got some questions for you. If you was a GM, would you look at drafting? No, I'll start with this question first. If you were an agent, what position would you sway him for the long game of his career, knowing that the salary cap and the money might be a little different from a receiver to corner?
For him?
Yeah, which way would you guide him?
I would probably guide him as a wide receiver.
They're getting paid, ain't they?
Well, but the DBs get paid too, though. I would. I mean, you're starting to get a few boys that getting paid. And you got to remember, he's only going to get X amount anyway his first 2 or 3 years because they got a set contract.
Yeah. So
you don't make that money until after that 3rd year. A 2nd or 3rd year. When you redo that contract. Right. But I think from a longevity standpoint, with his athleticism, the way that he can catch the ball, I think that the reality is that he could play the slot or the outside and really create a lot of problems. And so I think his longevity would be as a wide receiver.
Okay. So as a GM, I guess you answered that question. You would probably just draft him when you bring him in. What you got? Are you going to let him play corner? Or are you going to say, hey, look, we got Cowboys this week? Or, let's just say he goes to the Giants. We got Cowboys this week. Hey, I'm gonna let you play some nickel or some corner, or are you just keeping him?
I'd probably keep him offensive, but understand this though. Going in as a GM, I draft him number 1 because of his talent. He's the best player on the board.
Right.
And then we figure out what we're going to do.
Once you get him,
right? Once we get him. So by that time, I don't know. Because it may not. He may not be getting reps as a nickel. And this is the NFL. These ain't no young bucks out there. These are boys that can play. You just can't be sitting out 7 games and all of a sudden you're gonna come out there and play cornerback and think you're gonna have success. That ain't gonna happen. You got to have reps, but he's got to play offense too. So it's a little bit different. See, Deion was a defensive back who played defense and came in on a few plays on offense.
Right.
See, it's a difference from playing a full-time defense and come in and run a few routes. Now on the flip side, you plan to run a few routes and you put in a defensive situation. That's a tougher situation right there.
But man, I know it's tougher, but man, we seen low key. Some guys do this before. With New England, remember when Troy Brown? Remember his number 80? Ty Law was on the other side, and Belichick put him in at corner. He'll play like a few series at corner, then he'll go in a receiver. So
Precedent's there.
yeah, I think he could. I think it's a little bit being more talked about just for something to talk about. But I think he could actually do it in a sense of circumstantial stuff. But
And I don't know. Obviously, because I've never been that dual player from that perspective. I'm always an offensive guy from that standpoint. But I just think the transition is much more difficult to go from wide out to a DB as opposed to from a DB and then come in on certain plays from a wide out standpoint. That's just my feel on that.
Okay. So I hear where you're at. You think the top 3 picks are going to be what's the most interested in driving to it. Don, what are you looking at? Looking forward to the draft?
My favorite player in the draft is the kid from, I can't think of his name right now, but the tight end from Penn State. Can't think of his name, but he's a freaking beast. He has it all. I think he's the next Travis Kelce, he's the do-it-all kid. I can't think of his name, but
I'm gonna look it up right now so I can give it to you.
yeah, he's a beast. He's.
So that's your number 1 pick. What do you don't like?
Tyler Warren? That his name?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
From Penn State.
Yeah. My favorite player in the draft. I'm not a big the quarterback from Miami.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. Can he play? Yeah, but the whole. I played a half of the football game and then I sit out. Those are probably some questions I'll probably ask in the draft process. Like, why'd you sit out the game? Why didn't you play the whole game? And
So do you really think that he'd sit out a professional game though? You think they'd even consider doing that? I'm just asking. Do you really think that? Is that a thought?
No, I don't think he would do that, but I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he did other stuff. Walk out of practice because he's mad.
He's never done that. He hasn't done
No.
that. But to your point, that act that he did, I concur that perhaps was not his best move.
So hey,
but the funny thing about that is that perhaps wasn't his best move. But guess what he's projected to be?
number 1.
Thank you. I don't want to say
Well, but I heard that was the coach's call. Coach, hey, I'm gonna let you go get this record, and then guess what? I'm gonna see what I got on the bench. I'm gonna see what we're working with.
Okay.
But let's say it's not the coach's call. He comes to the interview to you, Dom, and he says, "Hey, man, look, I had some business to take care of. I took care of it, and now my business is here. So I set out." You holding that against him, or you like, "Hey, look, man."
I'm not holding it against him. There's just probably be some detailed questions of why. Because on the flip side, the Sanders kid was like, "Oh, hey, we playing the game. We playing the whole game." So it would just be something I would just ask. I'm not a big fan of this year's draft. There's not, besides Hunter and the running back from
Gentry.
Gentry.
Boys.
Yeah.
What about your boy Will Johnson from Michigan? He went out there and ran a 4.2 40. He's a good ball player. What do you think? What do you think about Tate McMillan from Arizona? I think this boy can catch.
He all right. He all right.
What do you think about Golden Tate, or the boy Golden from not Golden Tate, but the boy Golden from Texas, or the wide receiver?
Yeah, he's solid.
Well, I mean, if you look at the kid from Kansas City who went to Kansas City from Texas, what's his?
Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy. Yeah. I mean, they fit. They fit in the same mold. They're basically blueprints of one another. Coming in the league, they're running a 4.2 40. They're not very fast, but they can catch. They can take it the distance.
Hey, your boy Steve Smith said my man from Arizona is good, not great.
Good, not great.
He said, hey, he's a good athlete. So he's not gonna be my wide receiver 1.
Okay, I can accept that. I can't say that I've watched enough of him, but I've heard it. I've seen a little bit of it. I've seen enough to make me think that he can go. So
Yeah.
I mean, from that standpoint, but I haven't seen enough to really say, hey, can he really go? You know what I mean? There's a distinct difference between the two. But I tell you what, I feel good about it because here's the thing about it. I'm thinking that because we've digressed a little bit, we're talking about that. But I'm thinking the Cowboys need to pick up on somebody. Like we need another go-to receiver. I think if they take advantage of the kid from TCU, put him in a slot, let him be the full-time slot, have CD out wide, have another strong wide receiver out of the draft. I think that's going to help Dak out a lot.
Yeah. No, I hear that. My question, are you talking about would have helped Dak out? I mean, how much more can you be optimistic about a team that don't do nothing? Like would you say the definition of insanity earlier? How much more are we going to be expected to talk about the Cowboys
and doing the same thing, expecting results?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that basically what you're saying?
Oh,
Insanity.
Yeah, that situation.
I done took my Sundays back, man. I used to watch, get all emotional, but man, I can't believe it. And then I realized, I said, you know what? It's just like a clock. It's right 2 times a day. I don't got to do it. So
I think we throw this back at Nick. Nick, you watch the ball. What do you think the boys need? Other than a whole new team, but what do you think they need?
I think this sounds bold and ludicrous, but I think you need a whole new rebuild. I think you need to try to draft. I know we're crazy about Dak. If I could, I would try to get a quarterback. I'd draft the quarterback, try to develop him, try to trade Dak, and then I just try to develop my team. Try to get some O-line, try to get some line. We need linebacker fix. We need pass rusher fix. We need secondary fix. There's too many fixes to be holding on to Dak's contract. Let's go with the Ravens approach. Just get Trent Dilfer, a guy that's subpar, and then
build around it.
Our team is loaded.
Just carry me out. We're gonna get Trent Dilfer. Hey, just carry me out on a stretcher. But I can see you getting a moderate. I get your philosophical approach. Just use another name than Trent Dilfer. Okay.
Hey, Trent Dilfer, a Super Bowl winning
That's what I'm saying. Super Bowl, that's what I'm saying.
That's more than anybody who ever played for the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying.
For the last 30 some years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We 34, man, and still ain't.
Hey, I've been there. Trust me. Hey.
Your ring is the most. Man, that ring gonna be if the Cowboys don't win in another 30 years, all y'all that won a Super Bowl, that ring is gonna be like a freaking.
We're gonna put that in a museum, man.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna believe it.
Yeah.
So y'all going 30 years. Y'all going that rank.
No, I'm
30 more
saying.
years.
I mean, it was what, 94? Is that the last time we did it?
And then he. I know the Giants have won twice.
Yeah.
That's your rivals. They're
If the Giants win before the Cowboys, then I give you everything you said. I just throw it. I just throw it all away.
I know this, man.
But wait, time out. I'm big on this with the Cowboys, man. Being back in Dallas and stuff, seeing how crazy the Metroplex has been growing. There's things to do everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I think sometimes the talent evaluators, some of these guys you're bringing here,
They're not focused.
probably get a little distractions. I think, man, your draft approach, maybe get some guys that's some homegrown from the Metroplex, get some guys that are from here that can cultivate a good, like, hey, that's not what we do, man. We got to get in the lab, or.
Hey, I know this. The last 17 years, there's been 4 champions from the NFC East. There've been I don't know the exact stats and how many went to the conference championship because Washington just had one. I know the Eagles had lost in the conference championship. Yeah. And you know who ain't did nothing?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Shoot, they did the same. Yeah, they did the same in the boys.
Hey, the New York Giants.
No, the New York Giants have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 17 years.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying to you. The Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 17 years.
When's the last time Cleveland won one? When's the last time Cincinnati won one?
Hey, let me tell you this. Don't look at your notes and say that. Here's what I'm saying today. No, here's when's the last time.
Here we go. Let's get it.
This is my point. That's exactly right. That's the conversation the Dallas Cowboys belong in. The Cleveland Browns, and we talk about them as if there's some the history is glorified. Let me tell you something, man. That history should be glorified, but in today's day and age, you're exactly right. You mentioned them. The teams you mentioned are the Cleveland Browns. What else you say?
Oh, I said the Las Vegas Raiders, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati went to a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
They might have went to Cincinnati. I guess. But I mean, when you look at it like that, Pittsburgh hasn't busted a grape in a while.
Pittsburgh's won a Super Bowl in the last 17 years.
Pittsburgh's been in the playoffs for 17 years.
I don't know. I got to think about that.
Mike Tomlin ain't never missed the playoffs.
You like Tomlin. You guys like Tomlin.
We like Tomlin. Shout out to Pittsburgh
Tennessee
Steelers.
Titans over there.
Tennessee Titans, they had them boys in the AFC Championship a couple years back.
They did. Mike Vrabel did get them boys.
So I guess I got to stay with Cleveland. Is that what y'all telling me?
Hey, you can stay with Cleveland.
No, in terms of that comparison, I'm talking about.
That's my point.
Hey, but Mr. Hill,
Yeah.
being back in Dallas, man, I love what they do for the players. Man, your branding, your self-branding is second to none. You a Dallas Cowboy, man, the whole league knows who you are,
America's team, baby. It started with the Cowboys. That's where they came from.
You should be collecting checks is our point. That's why they're collecting. It ain't because of nothing they're doing. Jerry World about to be obsolete the more they keep building SoFi stadiums in the world and whatnot. So we can't even talk about the spaceship no more.
Yeah.
This is a subpar organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there.
No, it's not getting there. It's a subpar organization.
You don't even have the star power. Who's our star power?
Hey, you know what? I think these are all good content. I think the subjects are all great, but it's close to that time. We really got to get ready to make that move. We got to grab that baton and make that move. But Nick, when we close though, man, this is Breakfast with the Boys. You know what we close with? I need to know what's your favorite breakfast.
My favorite breakfast. Dang, that's a good one.
And give a shout out to your wife and your son.
Oh, shout out to Yasmin and Talib. I love them. Yeah, shout out to them boys. Hey, love y'all, man. Here at Breakfast with the Boys. My favorite breakfast. You know what? I've been stuck on the breakfast on the bun at Whataburger.
Okay.
Well, Whataburger shot out. I like that, boy.
Yeah.
Whataburger. Shout out to my man Scott Hudler.
Oh, is somebody at Whataburger? Okay, yeah, Whataburger. They put one out there on 380, so that's been a good one.
Well, for all our listeners out there as well, it is time for us to make that move. We got to shut it on down. It's like when Nick was a cornerback and they told him shut this guy down. That's what he did. He shut him on down. So we're going to shut this down by saying, hey, we love you all listening. We've changed our format up a little bit. This was our original show to just give you some insight. There's going to be much more. We're just getting started, and we love everything that you do. So all glory to God. We couldn't do it without him. We put all our trust, all our faith in him. And if you guys like what we're doing, give us a shout out. Let us know. And we'd love to have you back on more, Nick. And Anthony, you want to close it?
We close it just like that, man. We'll catch y'all for the next episode. This has been Breakfast with the Boys.
Have you ever took a journey to the other side? Come on, take a ride. Have you ever took a journey? We gon' feel alive.